Okay, now is it working? I hope it is. I think it is. There's something strange going on here at the moment, everyone. I've actually just worked out what it is. It was happening yesterday. When I'm seeing everything that's happening on the screen here, it's not happening in real time. There's a bit of a delay. And so I'm clicking buttons here and then it's not actually working. I think the computer's a little bit not well at the moment. But you know what? We managed to get through it. That's the main thing. Yeah, so I'm not going to let any of that get in the way of me right now. Nothing's going to get in the way of this broadcast. It's the first one that is definitely fully, well, it's just exclusively a British broadcast and nothing to do with Europe, sort of technically. So I'm led to believe. That doesn't mean that if you're in Europe, you're not welcome. Far from it. But apparently, the official line where Brexit happens has been crossed now, and the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland is no longer part of the European Union. We were discussing this, of course, on my previous broadcast only, 23 hours ago. Whoever you are, wherever you are, welcome, whether you're watching live or on the replay. Thanks for joining. And I'm not sure if the chat's working. I think Krillman's making sure it is, which is excellent on Periscope. Are you on Periscope? Are you? If you are, do join in the chat. Don't forget, press the screen gently, just around about there, and you'll be able to ensure that some hearts appear, which we like. Everybody loves the hearts, particularly multicoloured hearts. So if you produce your hearts, there'll be one colour. Someone else will produce some others, and watch what happens, as if by magic. Any second now, I guess, the screen is going to be full of hearts. If you're watching on Periscope, that is. We are broadcasting on YouTube, Mixer, Twitch.tv, Facebook as well. And thank you for joining me, everyone. Again, if you're watching on the replay but want to join in the chat and you've missed it all, well, you follow me on Periscope at Martin Shine, and then you'll receive a notification when we go live, and there's no problems. Why am I late today, everyone? Hey, I know I'm a little bit late, but you know what, not as late as we were yesterday. It wasn't technical problems. No, it wasn't. Before I carry on, I'm going to check out the chat. Now, Krellman has managed to say hello there, well, around about, what, almost 9 minutes ago, I think. Oh, yes, and he's still there as well on Periscope hanging in. That's good to know. Hello, good evening, says Brenda. Yes, kind of delayed, looks fine. Hey, what? Yes, it's good, it's good, it's good. Pink hearts indeed from Brenda. No, my mouth movements are delayed. Oh, I think I might know why that might be being caused, actually. More so than I realised, had you not have mentioned it. Let's see, quit that there. Still, there were some technical problems going live here, but that's because partly because I haven't really had a proper opportunity in the last 24 hours or so to look into whatever's going on here. Hello, Rose, Diva Dwarf. Thank you very much for joining. Again, anyone else out there, and I'm sure people will start to join slowly but surely. Let us know if you're watching. Don't just sit there. I mean, it's fine if you do, but hey, that's what traditional television's all about, the limitations. But here, you can have a say in the matter. You can respond, to things that you're hearing. You can initiate some chat. Good chat, I hope, as well. You like the lighting? Well, that's what we've had here now. This is the third broadcast that we've used the lights for, haven't we? And it's looking okay. Still needs balancing out correctly, but for now, it's better than just having what we didn't have before, kind of, if you follow that. Yes. So thank you for that, Brenda. Now, before we carry on, everyone, where are we going to go with this broadcast? Oh, number one, I know a lot of you are always asking, where's Adam? Adam? Ooh, what? Hey, where is Adam? Well, look, I can let you into a really, really, really quick. It's gonna flash off your screens very, very quickly. So don't blink, all right? Otherwise you might miss this, yeah? And I'm just showing you, it's between you and me and whoever else is watching. That is how secret it is, yeah? But this is what's happening at the moment, somewhere not far from where this broadcast is taking place, in Adam's world. Yeah, look at the DJ. Yeah, can we just about make it out? Oh, did you see? Yeah, was it? Yeah, was that good enough? Was it too fast? Maybe, perhaps. I hope not. Well, there you are. That is indeed Mr. Adam Roberts, yeah, our friend and the expert that is Mr. On Call Media. That's his business, at On Call Media. And what does he do? Well, on a Friday and Saturday night, he's busy, as you can see. Don't blink. You can watch the replay, but just for those of you that are still watching live and want to just a recap of what you saw, here it is now. It's Adam working at the local bar, checking his phone. There you go. So he really, it's all very, very clever stuff, isn't it? Says Brenda's questioning mind. Speaking of which, I don't care where he is, to be honest, says Rose. No, okay, Rose. Well, each to their own opinions, and you're entitled to yours, and you're entitled to share your opinion with everyone else, just like I do. Excellent stuff. Thank you for the continued hearts there. Hey, what else is going on? Oh, I've got an update for you as well for someone that, well, a lot of people have been concerned about recently, and it's Shine Live, because as we speak, I can tell you, Yes. Oh, I understand she's on a train at the moment. There it is. Okay, that is the train that Shine Live is on. I don't know if she's joining us on the broadcast, if the signal's any good there. Any good there, Shine Live? Are you with us? I don't know. Is it what's going on there? Maybe she's not with us on the live broadcast. Maybe she'll pick up on the replay and let everyone else know a little later on. But that certainly is the train that Shine Live is travelling on right now as we speak, and it's heading to London. And I'll leave it to your imaginations as to where it actually started its journey from. Yes, Brenda, you might be right, but it's not a competition, so you don't need to give us the answer. But you will. She's typing away right now, I can just imagine, yeah. Yeah, pretty upset at him, says Rose. I can only imagine why. I'm going to very simply assume that someone has been, ignored, possibly. I'm doing real well at the moment, Rose. Thank you very much. I've had a very, very good day. Apart from the hiccups. Yeah, it was going well until that moment. Would happen on a broadcast, wasn't it? But I've got no drink because I'm very, very well watered. No food other than some of these candy sweets. There you go. A load of sugar and rubbish, really. But I needed something to keep me going through the broadcast. And very nice. Right. Oh no, Brenda, I just thought you might be typing away while I was talking and suggesting the answer to the question, sort of thing, or a possible explanation. Right. Have no clues, as Brenda. There I was thinking that I'd chosen the right type of candy sweets just to ensure that my mouth doesn't go dry, and all the sugar is now sort of, I don't know, stuck up. That's weird. No, okay. No, I'm not happy with anymore. Just not happy with anymore. Oh, okay. Well, Rose, I'm sure things will work out because they usually do. They have to. We have to make them work out. And more about that, I'm sure, in due course. But for now, we won't dwell on such a subject. It does sound negative. We don't want to dwell on anything negative. Where's the other viewers that have been joining us recently? I wonder. I think they'll be here at some point, which means that while we share this with you, guys and girls, I'm just going to take a quick pause. Rosie Samantha, hello to you. Thanks for joining. Just in time to catch this important catch-up and update regarding Shine Live. Joe. Those of you that are regulars will know exactly who she is and what her situation is right now. And without further ado, I just want you to rest assured that she's doing considerably well at the moment. I know that because I've spoken to her. You will all know that, that if you've been watching regularly recently. But not only have I spoken to her, but I've actually enjoyed some time along the lines of this, really. Oh dear. All right. There she is, enjoying some dessert at the local bar, apparently. Is that right? Is that what you're doing there, Shine Live? Unfortunately, it sounds very noisy there. You stuff your face. Oh yeah, she's definitely, okay, all right. Well, she's definitely having fun there. Anyway, as you can see, that's Saturday evening, the 1st of February, 2020, as we're live now. Of course, if you're watching some other time, of course, it's not live, and that date is only relevant to the moment this was broadcast. So hopefully supporters, if not yourselves, such as particularly Patty in Las Vegas, Kim in North Carolina, and then we have, it's Army Vet, I think it might be Artie, possibly, aka. I'm not sure where he's based. Something tells me, keeps wanting to say in my head Texas, and then I'm thinking no, it's more of the a bit further east and up a little bit than Texas, but anyway, more like Alabama. I think I'm right there actually on that one. Is that Happy Camper 444? Hello to you, or is it Happy Camper 444? I don't know. It could be Happy Camper 444. But only you know. But as long as you're a happy camper, that's the main thing. Or a happy camper. Yes, it does get confusing here at times. I know. Sorry, everyone. But that's the way it is. Don't let it confuse you, though, whatever you do, because it's confusing enough here. And as I say, I've had get back to this evening as it is while we're live. That is the main reason that this broadcast didn't start on time. We like it to start, if we can, at 11 minutes past 11 p.m. But I was a little busy just sort of checking out that train that you saw earlier on. But more importantly, before that, have a good old chit chat with Shine Live. Oh, hello. What's this? Hang on, Patty. What? Oh, Shine Live. There you go. Shine Live. Where are you right now? I don't know if we can possibly. Oh, we can tell everyone where you are at the moment. That would be good. As this is kind of freaky, this actually, but Shine Live, the technology is really good here, as you know. But I was just showing everyone earlier on. Well, I say earlier, not so long ago. That sounds like earlier on, like half an hour ago. But where are you right now, Shine Live specifically? Are you sitting on the sofa somewhere in a living room, or are you elsewhere? I mean, everyone knows where you should be and have been, but that's the question right now, what I asked. Shine Live, how are you, my friend, says Patty. Patty, she's doing really well. It's interesting, you've all appeared here now together. Look how many viewers we've got, everyone. Can we have hearts for that, please? Unbelievable. Apparently, my technology tells me, I'm not sure, it's just up and down a bit with 1 or 2 viewers, but nevertheless, it's, oh, hang on, Patty, I hope you've been having a good weekend, like everyone else. I hope you've all been positive moving forward, all that. Really, I think actually, as I was just saying, look, there we go. Wowzers, look at that. There you go, Patty. I was showing everyone earlier on, you might want to watch the replay, but that indeed is the train that Shine Live is on right now. Isn't that freaky, Shine Live? Looking at yourself there, well, kind of the train that you're on, live on here, on my broadcast, the technology. It's almost, I think, would they have said about 30 years ago, it's wicked? Or I think what you say now, if not a few years ago, just a handful, would have been, that's sick. Yes. PP 1852. That's Peter Pearman. What a delight to see Peter Pearman in our live broadcast. Hello, Peter. Thanks for watching. Things are a little, I wouldn't say so much hectic here. They're definitely under control as best as possible. But there's certainly... Life is keeping martinshine.live on any browser. You can type that and you'll find us here when we are live. It's keeping me on my toes. Yeah. So it's lucky I haven't chopped them off yet, because then it would be a bit silly and almost absurd trying to keep up with things. Hi, mate. You're looking well. Certainly feel better than I have been. And Peter, just like Australia. Now, that's a great example. I keep actually missing to cite Australia. Frigging A. Or is it frigging H? Or frigging something. But Peter, of course, Australia has never been part of the European Union. And how refreshing it is, let me tell you, that we are finally no longer a part of the European Union. As I've been expressing to people, my view very recently, when I've been asked this question, forget the B word, the Brexit, that in itself is just a headache. Honestly, and the guy who, coined the phrase was all across the media in the last 24 hours, having his moment of infamity as opposed to fame. Is that the right one? Something like that. Yes, certainly infamous. That's, yes, not infamous, if you want to forget where the accents should be and emphasis on the word. But anyhow, yes, we are no longer part of Europe, is the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. And the one reason I think it's great, sure, there were benefits, and sure, there'll be more benefits, different benefits, if not, similar ones, the same rather, to not being part of a union such as the EU. However, now we can put the great back in Britain again and do it our way. Yeah, that's the problem. We've been almost afraid to run the country in a different way, in a way that is independent, and in a new way of thinking, a different way of thinking. We've always had to put it past Europe first. Yeah, it's not like we couldn't say we are doing this and this is the way we're doing it, so hopefully you'll agree with us. It's always got to be authorised by them, so to speak, underwritten. But why? Surely a country runs itself, because otherwise it wouldn't be that country. We might as well be called France if we're going to do it someone else's way. So anyhow, I think it's brilliant. Listen, the USA, United States of America, Canada, Australia, yeah, they run perfectly fine with international trade. Japan, did I mention China? As we know, everything comes out of China these days, as I said before, including viruses and illnesses. And let's not go there, but certainly electronics and automated things. So if other countries can do it, so can we. And the one reason that Britain might have a problem is because we've given everything away when it comes to manufacturing. The simple thing is, and I'll look at your comments in a minute, by the way, guys and girls, particularly if we're looking on Periscope, which reminds me, of course, we didn't put them back on Vision. And you know why? Because at the moment it appears not a lot's happening there, right? For some reason, the chat decided to, I think, as you can see, Krillman, very early on in this broadcast, decided to make sure that the technology when it comes to on-screen chat there is killed. So yeah, we'll leave that aside for now. Anyhow, just saying, everyone, and as I was saying, when I was in the United States of America a few months back, well, I even noticed like the table salt in these little packages. I was over sort of in the Midwest, West Coast even, and all over there, and it was made up on the East Coast and packaged in, I think, Vermont, in the northeast of the United States of America there. So my point is that everything's pretty much done in-house, you know, nationally. There's not much that you don't produce in the United States of America to use in the nation. Whereas over here, our car manufacturing's gone out the window, electronics, and you know, you name it. We no longer do it here. I think the only thing we really do much of is farming, agriculture, and even then the people working in that industry now, we know, often are immigrants, low paid people, because no one else can be bothered to or wants to do it. Anyway, there's my little, well, almost rant, we'll say. Shine Live, I'm catching up on things I've been behind on. Thank you for asking, says Patty, because Shine Live was asking Patty something. It's good that you're having a chat between yourselves. Did I see that Mary of London's now joined us? Mary, you're just in time for the competition. Right, where are we, everyone? Let's have a look here. Let's have a look. Who's had a busy day? Paddy's had a busy day. Yeah, I've certainly had a busy day. Tomorrow's going to be busier, preparing for work and business, more to the point. Enjoying your points of view, says Peter. Lovely, lovely, excellent. Peter, what's the time now in the time zone that you are located in Australia? I think it's something like, don't tell me, it's about 9:30, 9:42 a.m, is it? On Sunday morning. Hard to watch viral video from China marketing. Oh dear, right, yes, yes. Yeah. I have to go because my battery is dying on my phone. We'll try and get into my Periscope account, says China. Do you know what? You've just done, that's brilliant. You actually added the bit that most people wouldn't, which is your battery is dying on your phone, because otherwise, of course, most people leave you open to assuming that when you say your battery is dying, it's like, well, okay, your battery is dying, what about the one on your phone? Ha ha. But anyway, the comment in Spanish, says Diva Dwarf. Well, don't worry, Diva Dwarf, they're still here. I'll try come back 10% battery. No problem, Shine Live, but I thought you had something else to keep you going on the other digital thing. Anyway, right. Thanks for joining us, Shine Live. Glad you had a super duper evening. I know she's feeling very, very upbeat at the moment. I just hope that going forward, tomorrow, the day after, doesn't bring more of a low because of the impact, the positivity of the last few hours have had on her life. If you follow that Patty and others, I think you will. 7:40 a.m. Right, which means, I'm just doing a few calculations here. 7. Oh, you're in Perth, aren't you? That's why. You're on Western Australia. I should know better. See, at least I remembered that, Peter, once you'd given me the local time for where you are. Yes, I'm thinking more New South Wales and the AEST, because that's what it's called, not to be confused with EST. You have to put the A there, because if you don't put the A there, I mentioned this the other day, everyone, AEST means we're talking about the Australasian continent. If we just put EST after the time, we're generally talking about the North American continent and certainly the eastern coast line of the United States, if not Canada. Right, okay. Didn't know there was a mayoral vote going on. I certainly didn't. Yeah, I didn't know that, Mary. Although I did have some chat on the television going on the other day, and now you sort of remind me, in the background they were talking about the Mayor of London, but I can't remember exactly what was being said. So yeah, wow, we're going to have another vote for another. Oh, it's about time though, because the current mayor, Mr. Sadiq Khan, well, you might as well have Krusty the Clown, in my opinion. And I know Boris can sort of, you know, be a bit. Sometimes you look at him and you think, yeah, Ronald McDonald has competition, but at least he keeps people on his toes. He's generally carried out and executed what he said he would do for London and the rest of the United Kingdom, or Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Certainly when it comes to Brexit, he's worked hard at that, I think. Well, come on, let's face it, look what he's done in just a few months. And then we have the previous Prime Minister, who will remain unnamed, because otherwise people will start thinking I'm just not happy when there's a lady in power. Far from it. I was so delighted when we had another female Prime Minister. I was even more delighted when I was much younger and knew that Margaret Thatcher was in power, the Iron Lady. What a leader I think she was. Now, I know a lot of you are going to possibly disagree with that when it comes to her, you know, selling off social housing and the railways and that sort of thing. But again, she was an individual that believed in what she said, and she executed what she said and promised. And in in the whole scheme of things, I don't think things worked out too badly. Yeah, and she led the country to ensuring that safety was brought back to the Maldives. Did I say the Maldives? There's a good Freudian slip. Now let's get it right. Mary's going to probably get there before I do. I'm thinking of the Falkland Islands, aka, if you are Argentinian, the Malverns, I think it is. Is that right? Without me looking it up, somebody tell me I'm right or wrong. And if not, what I think it's the Malverns, as far as our cousins on the South American continent are concerned there. Boris stands, no rubbish. Well, that's the point, Peter. And that's a little bit akin to, I would say, Donald Duck, or is it Trump in the United States of America, their current president. It's although there's a lot of sort of the facade there, and what others will sort of call sort of showmanship, and a little bit of panto. Things are happening. I mean, it's more animated than when Barack Obama was in power at the moment, I think, in the United States of America when it comes to politics, and the same for British politics. And I think this is good. People need to be kept on their toes. We don't want, sort of everything up and down all the time. But then that, technically, if you equate it, it's sort of like the mean, the average means that you've got a nice steady line there if it's all up and down like a sine wave constantly. But we don't really need that. We do want it more to sort of flatline. But, as I say, I'm one... I think what it is because I'm not a sheep. I don't follow the crowd. Yeah, some would say that's not helped in life so far. But trust me, it can be very boring if you just follow the crowd. I'm not for serious disruption, but then look what's going on with Bitcoin at the moment. Blockchain and cryptocurrency. Again, that's keeping the financial sector on its toes. Who would have thought that something that is technically nothing tangible can be winning over huge amounts of money and commerce online? Awesome stuff. The unthinkable is now becoming reality. And why not? I mean, again, who would have thought this, 40 years ago, if I told you I'd be broadcasting to the world on this square sort of little computer thing in front of me, yeah, and everybody would be interacting like you. Just think, listen, please forgive me, but you'd think I would be heading towards somewhere where Shine Live currently is residing, and I mean that in the most respectful way, of course, for those that want to initiate some negative conversation over that one. Yeah, right. Yes, Diva Dwarf, you have a good night as well. Thank you very much for joining at 11 minutes to midnight while we're live. Diva Dwarf is now apparently leaving us. Is that Robert 70? Is that what it's supposed to be there? That's pretty. That's good. That I like. It obviously works because I can see that it's RO83 RT70, which to me looks like it could be some sort of code for Robert 70. Will you be celebrating your 50th birthday in 2020 by any chance, Robert? I wonder. Stay well. Look at the replay later. Off to soccer game. Warm gaming session starts. So, Peter, have a really pleasant Sunday. And we'll speak soon. Lovely to have you in our live broadcast. And a lot of things happening here soon, Peter. So, again, I keep saying that, I know. But as the days go on, just when you think things can get more involved and complicated, they are. But the great thing is that I'm seeing already the light at the end of the tunnel. Well, certainly that it is possible to be reached and achieved, and this is really encouraging. And that's I choose my words carefully, but I'm really excited about the next few weeks and months, definitely. Right, where are we? MDubs2 joined us a little while ago. Hello to you. There's loads of comments that I missed going back. GBL leaders, not followers, says Peter Pearman. Well, he might have gone now, but yeah. So I missed that earlier on when Peter's now left us. At least I've picked up on it now, and this is true. And that's why they'll all tell you, those people involved in politics, and certainly in European politics, and have been to Brussels and the EU, they will say how all the other countries loved being members of the EU, particularly because the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland was a member. And we were, in fact, definitely a leader in that group of 28 countries, I think it was, now down to 27. And if only another nation chose to leave, I think that would be brilliant. They need that, I think, at least another nation to leave. At the moment, they can all just point their fingers and go, ha, you silly, silly people, you've made a big mistake. But when someone else, at least another country, leaves, then they'll realise they can't just say that it's us that's got it wrong. Yeah, you know, at least we'll have someone, sort of a country, a nation that agrees with our stance. I think there are a handful out there that do already, but I don't think they've got the courage, you know, to actually go through with it. Peter says he's so pleased that the UK's out of Europe as well. Looking back on the comments, yeah, absolutely. E Street Man 60, hello to you. I wonder if we'll be engaging with some conversation from you. Say hello to everyone. Join the community that is growing here, definitely. Everyone, listen, I'm going to start winding this up if you've got no more questions for me. I say no more. There haven't been many, but of course, Mary, you're still there, and you missed the competition, didn't you, on this broadcast? I think you did. Just clarify that, please, Mary, if you could, or if you have another opinion there. Oh look, strangely, the chat started working a little while ago. I'm really not sure what's going on with it and why it would do that just on its own. But hey, that's Mixer.com. Potato King is now following. Man, I hate Brexit. It's 11:44 here. Ask right. Oh, and Twitch is working. Hey, what's going on with Mixer.com and Twitch.tv? They apparently have woken up there. Apologies, everyone, if you are listening to this and you are on those platforms. But again, I didn't really say at the beginning, did I? I got so used to people who are regulars knowing this. But although we're broadcasting on multiple platforms, at the moment, we're only monitoring the chat mainly on Periscope. Yeah, particularly if the chat's not in vision there. And when it is in vision, we do have the odd comment, etc., etc. So I'm glad that I had the opportunity and caught your comments, because they are appreciated, taking the time and trouble to send them. Hopefully they're more positive than not when you do comment. But yeah, we're having a little bit of a technical difficulty at the moment with aggregating all the comments over here in vision, which is why it's almost impossible to keep up with it on the different platforms. But you're more than welcome. Don't forget, if you do want to continue joining us and you don't want to miss a thing, the best place to find me is always at martinshine.live, and that on any browser will take you to where we currently are live, and that's how you spell my name, in case you were wondering. .live, yeah. And you can also follow me. A very good piece of advice I'm telling you is to follow me on Twitter, because then you won't miss a thing. You'll certainly receive a notification when we go live, and you have the opportunity to join us then live and talk with everyone else on here. What we got going on here, it says, gonna go, text me after, right. Oh, Paul69 Brett joins us just as I went green and have come back again. That's really aggravating. That don't know what's going. It's almost guaranteed on every broadcast now. Go green at some point, certainly towards the latter part of the broadcast. Not happy about that. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I got that already there, Brenda. Thank you very much for the for letting me know that. So no one else has got anything to say other than the colour that I went a short moment ago, Brenda. I have to run. Take care, everyone. Patty, you're running. What, you in the marathon? What's happening? The Las Vegas Marathon. Didn't know it happens this time of year. Learn something new every day. Speaking of days, we're going to end this broadcast now, which means that we broadcast only on one day for this one. Yeah, often we finish local time after midnight, which means that we go to the next day. But no, I'm finishing now. It still is Saturday the 1st of February 2020 as we broadcast. So the next one, if not before, will be scheduled and planned for 23 hours-ish time, 11:11 on Sunday the 2nd of February. But I've got so much to do. There's a slight possibility I won't be here at that time. There's always that slight possibility, particularly if we have all the technical problems like I had on the previous broadcast. Don't even go there. But that happened eventually. It took us about half an hour to get things up and running, but we made it. say goodbye to everyone. Mary, I think, has disappeared. Not sure why. That's unfortunate because she missed the competition, I think. I certainly did. Did you? What competition? Well, on this occasion, I'm going to ensure that everyone's ears are just left smiling and say, you'll have to watch the previous broadcast if you want to know more about the competition. On that note, at almost 3 minutes to midnight, it's time for me to say thank you once again. So until next time, stay safe, stay well, and whatever you're doing, that's been me. And look after yourselves and make sure that your journey continues as best as possible to stay well and truly, was that truly? I think so. Productive. Until next time, this is the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland saying goodbye, although we're already out of it, to anyone across the planet, but particularly from this broadcast to anyone in the rest of Europe and that belongs to the European Union, because we don't. Bye-bye for now, everyone. Thank you very much. Good night, Brenda. Take care, all of you. And have a great evening, says Brenda. I second that, whether it's morning, afternoon, night time, or anything else for that matter. Or you might be watching from another universe, and therefore it's completely different where you are. Who knows? Bye-bye for now.